Hello, Matuji, and you're watching Morning Pulse on HORNBILL TV. Derek O'Brien has accused the Chief Election Commissioner of misconduct during a meeting with opposition leaders. O'Brien claimed that the meeting lasted just 5 minutes, alleging that the CEC told them to get lost when concerns were raised about the transfer of officials ahead of elections. Calling the incident a shame, he has challenged the Election Commission to release audio or video proof of the meeting. He also revealed that the opposition parties plan a joint press conference later this evening.
Right. Good morning. From All India Trinamool Congress, we will have a short press conference. For many years, we were allowed to do press conferences outside the EC gate. Now we've been down 1,000 meters down. All your media people are also not allowed there. Is that the Election Commission or is it some... Anyway. So Shagarika Ghosh, our Deputy Leader in Rajya Sabha, Dr. Meneka Guruswamy, our Rajya Sabha MP, Saket Gokhale, ex-MP, we went there. I want to tell you what the Election Commissioner, Chief Election Commissioner told us within 7 minutes of the meeting. Get lost. This is what the Chief Election Commissioner told the Trinamool Congress delegation. Get lost का हिंदी क्या होता है? निकल जाओ यहाँ से. निकल जाओ यहाँ से. ये इलेक्शन कमिश्नर बोला लास्ट में. तो हम निकल जाए. हम लोग निकल आए. We are the second largest opposition party in parliament. কি বলেছে ইলেকশন কমিশন 7 মিনিট মিটিং করেছে তারপরে আমাদের কি বলেছে আমাদের বলেছে 4 জন সংসদকে বলেছে এখান থেকে বেরিয়ে যাও এটা চিফ ইলেকশন কমিশনার বলেছে আমাদের যাই হোক আমরা এখন বলি ফার্স্ট we went the meeting started at 2 minutes past 10 and the meeting finished at about 7 or 8 minutes past 10 first हम लोग क्या दिखाया ये नाउ चिट्ठी है 9 letters written by the chairperson of the All India Trinamool Congress to the Election Commissioner. No acknowledgement, no reply. We told him, number one, you have ignored all these 9 letters. Number two, we gave him 6 examples. 6 उदाहरण हम लोग दिया about officials who are linked to BJP with examples and they are part of the election process. 6 of them. We gave 6 examples including एक जो उदाहरण दिया we gave the example of the chief electoral officer here with BJP people in Nandigram. All this was given. So it took us about 2-3 minutes to give this example and then the memorandum. Then we told him that you are transferring these and putting these officials. How do you want to conduct a free and fair election? And then he said, निकल जाओ यहाँ से. Because we told him, we don't want to listen to you. You won't let your fellow officers speak. हम लोग यहाँ 8-9 मीटिंग किया. कोई कुछ नहीं बोला. उनका जो fellow election commissioners है. ओए, this, I've been with Trinamool Congress for 22 years. I've been in parliament for 16 years. We've met many constitutional authorities. What I saw today is a shame. I challenge the election commissioner to put out, if he must be having security, to put out the video. आज जो क्या हुआ? Video नहीं है तो audio लगाओ क्या हुआ आज? This is the situation. But at the end, while we were walking out, one of my colleagues congratulated him on the way while we were walking out. Congratulated him for being the only chief election commissioner in the history of India to have notices in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha to be removed. And on that issue, I want to say, today, all parties together, we are having a press conference at about 4:45, 4:30, 4:45 at Constitution Club. All like-minded anti-BJP parties at very short notice. I'd request you to please be there. Today, आज सुन लो আজকে যা হয়েছে আমি জীবনে কখনো এটা দেখিনি। আমরা 4 জন প্রতিনিধি দল গেছি। প্রথমে আমাদের মমতা ব্যানার্জি চেয়ারপারসন তৃণমূল কংগ্রেস 9টা চিঠি লিখেছে, একটাও চিঠির অ্যাকনলেজমেন্ট দেয়নি, উত্তর দেয়নি। আমরা চিঠিগুলো দিলাম। আমরা এটাও বললাম মিস্টার মোদি আর মিস্টার শাহ চিঠি লিখলে আপনি তো নিশ্চয়ই উত্তর দিতেন। এই গেল 1 নম্বর। 2 নম্বর, আমাদের পুরো ফ্যাকচুয়ালি ছিল ছবি দিয়ে সবাইকে ট্রান্সফার করছো আর কাকে কাকে ওখানে রাখছো। আমরা উদাহরণ দিয়ে এক্সাম্পল দিয়েছি, 5-6টা উদাহরণ দিয়ে যেসব বিজেপির লোক ওখানে বসাচ্ছে। তারপরে আমরা বললাম ওকেও ট্রান্সফার করে দাও। তারপর আশপদ্দা ও কিছু বলছিল আর আমাদের বলেছে এখান থেকে গেট আউট, বেরিয়ে যাও এখান থেকে। যদি আমি যা মিথ্যে কথা বলছি, ওরা রিলিজ করুক অডিও, ওরা রিলিজ করুক ভিডিও। আমি দেখছি আমি ওখান থেকে এখনো এখানে পৌঁছেইনি। আমি এই আমরা তো হেঁটে আসলাম। এটা দেখুন সোর্সেস বলে এক্ষুনি পেলাম। সোর্সেস বলে দেখুন, লিসেন টু দিস সোর্সেস 10:15 EC straight talk to Trinamool Congress. তার মানে EC spoke to us. কি বলেছে EC? This time elections will be in West Bengal will be fear free, violence free, inducement free, without any chappa booth jamming. এটা কে পাঠিয়েছে? এটা চিফ ইলেকশন কমিশনার মিডিয়াকে পাঠিয়েছে কি পাঠায়নি? চোর, you are a criminal. If you can prove you said this to us at the meeting, you prove it, I will give you evidence to say you said nothing. The only thing you said when we walked into the meeting that we are not authorized to come by signature. Everything was authorized. The only thing you said after we spoke is get out, I want to speak. This is a total Manish Kumar, তুমি কার সাথে খেলা খেলছো জানো না। এটা মমতা ব্যানার্জি, অভিষেক ব্যানার্জি, তৃণমূল কংগ্রেস। এটা লিক করেছে। কি হয়েছে মিটিং এ? কিচ্ছু হয়নি, কিচ্ছু বলেনি, একটাও কথা বলেনি। He did not say anything. I can tell you he did not say anything. Unless, of course, he was talking to his inner self. Can you imagine? EC straight talk to Trinamool Congress. This time the election will be nothing. EC, thank you so much. And we'll see you today, 4:30, 4:45. We managed to speak in English, Hindi and Bengali. We are very inclusive in that way. ठीक है, हमारा हिंदी टूटा मूटा है लेकिन मैं ट्राई करता हूँ। अच्छा, 27 लाख के बारे में कुछ नहीं बोले जो नाम कटे हैं हम लोग। नहीं, वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट और उनका बीच में है ना। हमारा स्पेसिफिक 6 उदाहरण हम लोग दिया। हम लोग बोला जो 9 चिट्ठी लिखा, उसके बाद हम लोग स्पेसिफिक एग्जाम्पल दिया और पिक्चर देखिए, कोई जवाब नहीं दिया। और ये
आपसे पहले आई थी, उससे पहले अभिषेक जी आए थे, तब भी इसी तरह के टकराव रहा।
हाँ।
ये क्यों टीएमसी के साथ इस तरह की?
उसको पूछो, हमको क्या पूछ रहा है? उसको पूछो, वो तो क्रिमिनल है। चलो, we showed the picture. Yes, we showed the picture.
Sponsors get lost.
My request to all of you, do not get lost. That's what he said. I'm not telling you that. Otherwise you say I told you. No, ठीक है ना? Thank you very much. Thank you, 4:30. All political parties. We're trying to get everybody because the notice is short. But please come to Constitution Club. आज 11 बजे। नहीं, वो 4:30 बजे है। आज अभी तो 10:30 हुआ। आज 11 बजे, today at 11 a.m., the to-be 4th term sworn-in Chief Minister of West Bengal, with the blessings of the people, she is going to form her to submit her nomination, to file her nomination papers today at 11 o'clock in Calcutta. Thank you so much.
Foreign Affairs expert Robindra Sachdev has welcomed the Iran ceasefire deal, calling it a positive step despite unresolved concerns. He noted that Donald Trump faced sharp criticism, including from Republicans and Pope Francis, over his recent remarks, which were described as extreme. Sachdev added that the proposed discussion points remain largely in Iran's favor, with several key objectives still unmet. He also highlighted Pakistan's role in facilitating the agreement, calling the deal comprehensive, covering Hezbollah, Lebanon and other regional players.
Firstly, the pause in the conflict, the ceasefire, is, I think, something should be absolutely and is absolutely welcome. The world was sliding down chaos and apocalypse, almost apocalypse, when Trump was threatening that the entire one civilization will die tonight. In fact, I think that is what kind of raised the stakes and also which brought more pressure on Trump to step back. Trump's statement that an entire civilization will die tonight was heavily criticized by his own party members, Republicans also. The Pope, not taking Trump's name, but the Pope yesterday made a very important statement, unprecedented, when he said that there is talk that an entire civilization will be, eliminated. This is not Christian values. So that was an extreme step by Trump or announcement. But notwithstanding that, it's a confusing ceasefire. The points which are there, the 10 points apparently on which discussion would happen, are all maximalist points by Iran. It includes American bases will not be in the region. It includes, unlocking of the frozen Iranian funds, for which, by the way, Trump has been criticizing Obama, saying that he said plane loads of green, beautiful dollars for the JCPOA. It again talks about, unlocking those funds. It also talks about, reparations and compensation for the damage in the war. It also talks about, and right now even the Strait of Hormuz is open, but under the coordination of the Iranian army. So all the points which are there are still the sticking points. And I think there is no mention in this 10-point program, there is no mention on the missile program. There is mention on the uranium, that Iran will not pursue a nuclear weapon. That is there. But I think there is no mention on Iran's ballistic program. Will they continue manufacturing more or developing more for long distance? So this 2 weeks, starting on this Friday, the discussions in Islamabad. By the way, Pakistan played definitely an important role in enabling this agreement. So the next 2 weeks, I think, will be very crucial, because if you look at it, many of the objectives have not been met. The uranium has not been taken out. They could be talking. There's no regime change. Trump had promised the people of Iran, that the yoke of this evil regime will be lifted. That regime still remains. Netanyahu's focus, dream, passion to absolutely decimate Iran, that still doesn't work because the regime is still very much in place. Also important to note that this agreement talks about Hezbollah also, or Lebanon, and in other allied countries. So it's a comprehensive agreement, talking points, I would say, from the point of view by Iran. But in 2 weeks to sort out all of these things, I'm not very sure.
Sanjay Malhotra has projected India's real GDP growth at 6.9% for the current financial year, with quarterly growth ranging between 6.7% and 7.2%. He cautioned that merchandise exports could face pressure due to disruptions in key shipping routes, rising freight and insurance costs, and weaker global demand amid ongoing conflicts. However, Malhotra noted that recently signed trade agreements are expected to support export as they become operational, while service exports are likely to remain resilient.
Ensuing growth trajectory. On the demand side, private consumption this year is expected to be supported by discretionary spending. Rural demand remains robust. It should gain further traction. on the back of favorable agricultural conditions and a healthy labor market. Urban consumption is likely to strengthen further, aided by the beneficial impact of GST rationalization and the buoyant services activity. While the government's thrust on infrastructure spending continues, the revival in private sector investment is expected to sustain on the back of high capacity utilization, strong credit growth, and benign financial conditions. On the external front, merchandise exports could be adversely impacted from disruptions to key shipping routes, the concomitant rise in freight and insurance costs, and lower global demand on account of the conflict. However, merchandise exports may benefit from the recent trade agreements, many of which were signed last year, and few of them are now in implementation, and others to become operational hopefully this year, while services exports are expected to remain resilient. Taking all these factors into consideration, real GDP growth for this year is projected at 6.9%, with Q1 at 6.8, Q2 at 6.7, Q3 at 7, and Q4 at 7.2%. Further escalation and wider spread of the conflict, as of now, of course, we have a ceasefire, heightened volatility in global financial markets and weather-related events, however, weigh on the domestic growth outlook.
TKS Ilangovan says the party's campaign for the April 23 Assembly elections is progressing smoothly, with the Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister touring constituencies. The PJP, he criticized remarks linked to the Madurai Metro, questioning claims that the project depends on PJP MP winning from Madurai, calling it blackmail. On the language debate, Ilangovan clarified that the party is not against learning Hindi or any other language, but firmly opposed to any imposition preference for Tamil as the mother tongue along with English in academics.
Campaign of DMK party is going in Tamil Nadu.
Very good, very good. Our leader, our Deputy Chief Minister, our leader and Chief Minister, they are going around place all constituencies and they gather a huge crowd everywhere, and they speak what the people should know. So it is good.
Sir, few days back, Maharashtra CM Devendra Fadnavis, while filing the nomination of BJP candidate Rama Srinivasan from Madurai, says that if the BJP candidate wins from Madurai, then only the metro project will start it in Madurai.
That is cheating the people. How can he say that? See, only if BJP wins, they will bring a metro project, means then they are not running a government. See, they had already rejected the project, both in Coimbatore and Madurai. We had sought metro project there. Both are major cities next to Chennai, and Coimbatore is a highly industrial city. Madurai is a highly commercial city. So people will come from other neighboring districts to that area also. So they should have metro project in both the cities. But what is that? What do they mean? Are they demanding that people should vote for them, only then we will do good to the people? Then what kind of a government they are running? Blackmailing government? And they are blackmailers, I know. They are washing machines and blackmailers.
Sir, BJP Tamil Nadu election in charge Piyush Goyal alleged that MK Stalin is telling lie to the people of Tamil Nadu on 3-language policy. It is their state choice that any language they should choose, not imposing.
No, it is they can learn any language even now. See, when we were against Hindi, we were fighting against Hindi, and we were doing all kind of agitations. The South Indian Hindi Prachar Sabha was not attacked, because it is a choice of the people. If somebody wants to learn Hindi, we are not stopping them. That is what I mean. But in the regular academic course, we want only our mother tongue and English. They can learn any language. There is a French academy here. They are learning French. Who is stopping them? We are not stopping students from learning any language. Only thing is we should not force any language on them, is our policy.
MJ Akbar has raised questions over the Iran ceasefire announcement, saying a truce is unlikely without agreement on key issues, especially Iran's nuclear program. He argued that without clarity on the nuclear front, the ceasefire risks being seen as a hoax. Akbar also pointed out that the United States and Iran had reportedly agreed on negotiation language just a day before the conflict began, calling the situation perplexing. He suggested that war may have been driven by political hysteria with motives that remain unclear to the global community.
Iran has 10-point proposal. What do you think fate of that would be? And do you believe America will negotiate, and will there be any breakthrough? And because uranium enrichment is also a very important point for Iran, do you believe US might agree for that as well?
I do not believe that a ceasefire could have been announced without a broad agreement on key factors. And obviously, Iran's nuclear program has to be one of the major factors, because if you don't have agreement on that, then this is a hoax. But the point of fact is that one day before this war began, America and Iran had agreed, even on the language, which leaves the world perplexed as to what this war was about. Because over and over again, you say that the war is about nuclear weapons and Iran's potential. So if on the eve of the war, you had accepted an agreement in which Iran had also accepted America's language, then I think the war had to be an exercise in, I'm sorry to use the word, but in political hysteria, for purposes that are not fully comprehensible to the sane world.
So we see US and Iran agreeing for the ceasefire. Will Israel agree to this as well, according to you?
Israel has no option except to listen to America. Israel has suffered greatly in this war. Never before in Israel's history have its cities been hit. Never before has the chief of the IDF, Israel Defense Force, told the cabinet secretariat, the security cabinet, that the army is exhausted and it needs 100,000 conscripts more immediately because it is fighting on two fronts. Never before have the Israeli arsenal diminished to the extent that it has diminished now. I mean, according to some estimates, they've used up 70-80% of their missiles. And most important, never, ever has Israel's sort of the jewel in its defense crown, Dimona, where its nuclear power plant is, where its nuclear acid, it's never before has Dimona been hit. So if the Iron Dome over Dimona has been pierced, penetrated, and actually ravaged, then of course that Iron Dome turns out to be very plastic indeed. Now, these factors were quite often censored during the war, as is normal practice. Every country does that. But now that war is over, the censorship is over. And Israel is a democratic country. Israel is a free country. Israel is not a dictatorship. Now the Israeli media will begin to hold its government accountable. Even during the war, there were peace protests across Israel, which is extremely unusual. But I think the peace will lead to a great amount of political turmoil in both Israel and in America.
This will be to the last quick question, sir. Both the sides talked about Pakistan as well. They thanked the regime there. What do you understand and about the mediation? What's your analysis regarding that, and what kind of role it played?
See, Pakistan was an effective postman because the real negotiations had to be between principals. There was no space for a third-party view. in this matter, because they both principles were defending, Iran was defending its core interests, and Iran was very clear. So just because Iran did not have direct communication with Israel, so Pakistan was useful to the Americans, because you must always remember that America and Pakistan have a military alliance. And this military alliance is from 1954. And when it comes to the strategic interests, then Pakistan always has to first bow towards America and then look at other options and then examine other options. Yes, there may be some leeway in this alliance, but in the end, in the beginning, middle and end, Pakistan has to listen. And therefore, it was almost given that the Pentagon and the White House would trust Pakistan as a postman rather than any other country in order to convey its. And during this 24 or 48 hours, which it took for the final ceasefire deal to come through, you remember a point when Pakistan had put together an American proposal and tried to sell that as the final accord, and it was abandoned very quickly because Iran told Pakistan that will not work. As I said, eventually Iran did negotiate. Iran went public with its positions through Abbas Agachi and through another foreign affairs spokesperson, and I think they did what they do well. Iran has a long history of civilized governance, and you can see the strength of its bureaucracy, you see the strength of its system in a crisis. And Iran has proved that it has the capability to meet the humongous challenge of what at one point became an existential crisis. Just remember that President Trump, just before he switched to President Peace, had promised to obliterate Iran and send it into the Stone Age. And a few hours, there was every single signal sent that is precisely what he intended to do. We now know that was perhaps the last bluff. But when you're at the receiving end, you can't take the risk that the prevailing superpower of the world, with the greatest nuclear power, will not exercise what the president commands it to do.
BJP MP Nishikant Dubey has stirred political debate with a sharp statement on West Bengal. He said that the state's identity must be restored, and he claimed that Bengal is currently in the hands of Bangladeshis. He asserted that the Bharatiya Janata Party is fully committed to reclaiming that identity, expressing confidence that the party will secure a massive electoral victory. The remarks come amid heightened political discourse around identity, migration and electoral positioning in the state.
लग रहा है इस बार
देखिए, बंगाली अस्मिता को लौटाना है और बंगाल को बंगालियों के हवाले करना है, क्योंकि अभी तो बंगाल जो है बांग्लादेशियों के हवाले है। चाहे वो महर्षि अरविंद हो, राजनारायण बोस जी हो, चाहे ईश्वरचंद्र विद्यासागर जी हो, चाहे जेसी बोस जी हो, चाहे श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी जी हो, चाहे राजा राम मोहन राय हो, चाहे विधान चंद्र राय हो, इन सबों की जो लेगेसी है पिछले 15 साल में तृणमूल कांग्रेस ने ध्वस्त कर दिया। और लेगेसी किसकी हो गई? तो बांग्लादेशी घुसपैठियों की, बांग्लादेशी मुसलमानों की। तो उस अस्मिता को वापस लौटाने के लिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी पूरी ताकत के साथ लगी हुई है और मुझे लगता है कि बंगाल में उसकी वापसी होगी।
ओबीसी के साथ आने के बाद लगता है आपको कि कुछ
हमको दूसरे पार्टी से कोई मतलब नहीं है। मतलब ये है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी ग्राउंड पर मजबूत है और हमारे कार्यकर्ता मजबूती से वहां लड़ाई लड़ रहे हैं और हम भारी बहुमत से जीते।
आपके चश्मे से क्या लग रहा है, बंगाल की स्थिति कितनी मजबूत होगी, कितना मजबूत किला हो जाएगा? जिस तरीके से बीजेपी फ्रंट पर खेल रही है।
देखिए, पूरा बंगाल इस चीज से तबाह है। आज ही पैक्ट हुआ था 8 अप्रैल 1950, दिल्ली पैक्ट था नेहरू और लियाकत के बीच में। जिसके कारण कि पूरे बंगाल की डेमोग्राफी बदल गई, पूरे असम की डेमोग्राफी बदल गई और पूरे त्रिपुरा की डेमोग्राफी बदल गई। आज ही दिन है वो। और उस कारण से भारत तो सेकुलर राष्ट्र हो गया, लेकिन पाकिस्तान जो है वो इस्लामिक राष्ट्र हो गया, बांग्लादेश इस्लामिक राष्ट्र हो गया। और हमारे लोग जो हिंदू हैं वो वहां से पलायन कर गए या कन्वर्ट हो गए, लेकिन यहां बांग्लादेशी मुसलमानों की बाढ़ आ गई। तो आज के दिन सभी लोगों ने जो है, चाहे वो बंगाल के लोग हैं चाहे आसाम के लोग हैं, सबों ने शपथ ले रखा है कि बांग्लादेशी घुसपैठियों को यदि खदेड़ना है तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी ही ऑप्शन है। और जब हमारी सरकार बनेगी तो बांग्लादेशी घुसपैठिए यहाँ से बाहर हो।
पवन खेड़ा के स्टेटमेंट को आप किस रूप में लेते हैं? जिस तरीके से
घटिया है कांग्रेस में या कोई भी विपक्षी पार्टी, आपको पता है कि मेरे ऊपर भी 52-55 केस है। परिवार परिवार होता है। मुझे आज भी नहीं पता है कि हेमंत जी को कितने बच्चे हैं। इतना होने के बाद भी राजनीति में एक मर्यादा होनी चाहिए। किसी के बहन के ऊपर, किसी के वाइफ के ऊपर, किसी के बच्चे के ऊपर, किसी के माँ बाप के ऊपर जो भी इस तरह की घटिया हरकत करता है वो हमेशा निंदनीय है। और कांग्रेस के समर्थित जितनी पार्टियां हैं उनका एकमात्र काम यही है कि कुछ नहीं यदि मिलता है राजनीति में विरोध करने के लिए तो उनके परिवार को टारगेट।
That's all we have for now. Keep watching HORNBILL TV.